What is going on, you guys? How's it going? Mini Truck Murphy here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are out there making some money. It is Wednesday. We're here in Alcoa, Tennessee, picking up our first load of the week. I'll explain why on that here in a minute. But while I was sitting here, I thought it'd be a good time to make a video, kind of like a 1 month review on Loudon County trucking. Kind of like how things have been going, where I've been, what I've been doing, and how I'm feeling about the company so far. So, fixing to get into that, but real quick, I want to show you guys something. Y'all come with me. Look at this. Y'all see that? That's what happens when you don't get out and look. You're back into a parking spot. So, quick story on what happened there. I'll tell y'all real quick. Last Tuesday, I was at the TA in Prescott, Arkansas. I was parked for the night. I was sitting in the truck. I actually got hit twice that night, by the way. First time, I was just fixing to doze off, and I felt the truck get hit. Went to put my clothes on. Dude was knocking on my door. Dude was really apologetic, and he put just a little scuff on the side of the sleeper, right about the same area. Wasn't really noticeable. I wiped most of it off with my finger. Didn't do any other damage other than that. Just a little tiny scuff. I told him, man, you have a good night. Don't worry about it. Dude felt really bad, and it wasn't worth getting the police involved. The company just wasn't worth all the trouble. And so then he went around, parked somewhere else. I offered to help him back into where he was trying to get into, but he went somewhere else. Can't say that I blame the guy. But about 15 minutes later, I was on the phone with my wife, telling her what just happened. And I feel this truck get absolutely rocked. I told her I need to get off the phone because I'm pretty sure I just got hit again. And I start recording, I peek out the window, and this dude's still trying, like pushing my truck, like still trying to back up. I start blowing on my horn, and I throw my clothes back on real quick, and I get out. I had to get out on the other side because he was still so close to this door. And dude tries telling me that he didn't hit my truck, even though I got a video of him pulling away from my truck, like pulling out from my truck. Dude spoke really broken English. I didn't hit your truck, even though you seen all the missing paint. Most of that missing paint and part of the sticker and stuff was on his trailer still. And I was like, dude, here's the missing paint. Here's the missing paint that is now on your truck or on your trailer. And I had to kind of get ill with the guy, but he was just kept trying to tell me he didn't do it, so ended up having to call the police on that one because, there wasn't no just letting that go. And called the company, got the police report, sent all that fun jazz in, got all that taken care of. And Loudon was pretty good on checking in with me, making sure everything was okay and, everything was all right with me and all that. And I didn't need nothing. And, everything was good with the truck, so on and so forth. Which it's just cosmetic. I can't open that door, but it's just cosmetic. So that happened. So get out and look. And they really need to stop giving these licenses over here to these people coming over to this country, can't even speak English. I swear they're giving them away in Cracker Jack boxes. They've got to be at this point. That's just my own personal opinion, though. So I'm also going to give y'all an example of what my last week was like, and I'm kind of into this week, kind of what's been going on as well. So last Monday, this is going to be part of the review. You'll see what I'm saying in a minute. So last Monday, I leave out and I go to Columbia, Tennessee, pick up a load, going to Arlington, Texas. I have it picked up midday on Monday. By early afternoon Tuesday, I'm delivering. as I'm delivering the load, my dispatcher calls me, hey, got your load going to Ohio. And I just said, yes, sir, I appreciate it, thank you. I was busy, I was trying to, undo all my securement, get everything put away and stuff, so I didn't really pay too much attention. And I didn't go look at the load on the tablet or nothing. And get done there. I go to try to find a parking spot. I knew my next load was coming out of Fort Worth, which is just a few minutes down the road, and couldn't find a truck stop with any spaces available. There was only 2 between where I was at, or around where I was at, and around where my next load was coming from. So I ended up going to the shipper. Luckily, I actually got loaded that night. Wasn't supposed to get loaded till the next morning. I was thinking, cool, I can try to get to this place early, because as I was, getting loaded, I looked and, okay, it's delivering on Friday. I get down the road that night. It's the night I got hit in the parking lot with what I just showed you. So I ended up getting to the the receiver on Thursday. By 3 p.m. Thursday, I was there, but they would not unload me early. Said I had to wait until Friday morning. That kind of sucked, because I was really trying to get another load in, because that load paid horrible. So here at Loudon, you get paid 27% of the load. That load only paid, I think, between $1,500 and $1,600, and it came out to 36 cents a mile to me. That was horrible. It was my fault. I did take it. Took it for 2 reasons. One, mainly because of the fact I didn't really look at all the details of the load. So one, I was busy, and 2, normally my dispatcher, if he has multiple options, he'll offer them to me. If not, he'll just give me a load. So I kind of told me he didn't have anything else anyways. So last week I only grossed just a hair over $900. And I had to deadhead 7.5 hours home from Ohio. Because there was nothing to do. That sucked. So that's kind of how my last week has went. This week I did not work Monday or Tuesday because they did not have a load for me. To kind of give you an idea of where I live, I don't live far from Loudon. I live about 2 hours away, just maybe a hair over 2 hours. They told me when I started I lived in a good area. I don't live far off I-40, maybe 20 minutes. So that's why I didn't do anything. And I took this load, picking up here today. I've been sitting here in Alcoa for about 2 hours now, just waiting here to get loaded. And then this is only going to Georgia. It's only going to Norcross, Georgia, and it's not paying very well. And it'll probably be the only thing I do this week. So that's how my last week and a half has went here. Now let's get into more of the review of the company overall. That was part of it, some important info I thought you guys should know. So to get into the actual review of Loudon County Trucking, excuse me, we've talked about orientation. Orientation went very well, very easy orientation. They really make sure you're taken care of. I hauled a couple loads that same week. The following week, I only ran 3 days. That was because I had some stuff I needed to take care of, and that was my best week. And I grossed just over $1,100. But since starting at Loudon, I have not grossed over $1,100. Now, I have tried to stay out and run. I've tried to stay out and run over the weekend and stay out for a week and a half or so, even though I didn't want to, but just so I could try to make some money. And I've every time been met with, well, we don't have anything on the board, or I've got this, but you're still going to be sitting all weekend. And typically it's somewhere around the house anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to be at the house regardless, or we're sitting regardless. That's really kind of sucked. But to talk about some of the good stuff with Loudon starting out, one, they really do try to take care of their drivers. Here, I do feel like I'm treated with respect. I'm treated like a human, not just a truck. I'm always met with a good attitude. My dispatcher, whoever I've talked to, has never been ill with me. Pleasant to talk to. Whether it's maintenance or breakdown or safety or everyone I've talked to here has always been really great to talk to, and they've never acted like it was a problem to talk to me or anything. That's been nice. The sign-on bonus was nice. You get a $5,000 sign-on bonus. $2,000 is paid out after your first load. So if you can do a first load your first week of after your orientation, you'll have it on your next check. The equipment isn't the best. And what I mean by that is it's not top of the line equipment. Most of them are, from what I've seen, just the old style Freightliner Cascadia, the first gen Cascadia, if you will. And it's a pretty base model truck. It's nothing special. I had to take the seat out, get the mini fridge in, all that, I did end up somehow with a legacy seat. That's cool. Nothing special. Same with the trailer, nothing special. But the equipment is good working equipment. It's nothing fancy, but it's good working and it seems to be reliable. So that's good. They do get me home every single weekend, and it's not just a 34-hour reset. They get me home and it's a full weekend. I'm getting home Friday, midday, early afternoon. I'm leaving out Monday morning, typically. So no just 34 reset BS. Insurance is alright, seems to be pretty decent insurance. What else? To tell you more about the company, they, as I mentioned a minute ago, they are percentage pay. So you don't get paid a dollar amount, or a cents per mile amount rather. You get paid a percentage of the load, whatever the load pays. For example, I have pulled loads that paid almost $1 a mile. I have pulled loads that pay almost 36 cents a mile. Take that for what you will. I will say that one is the worst one I've done. Typically, they're around the 60, 70 cent a mile mark. Usually, they're not that bad. They are a non-force dispatch company, meaning, and these last two things, the percentage and the non-force dispatch, I'm pretty sure that's with all P&S logistic companies, because they are owned by P&S Logistics. Good old privileged and spoiled, if you will. So non-force dispatch, meaning if you don't like a load, you can turn it down. That's for company driver, lease, purchase, owner, op, whatever. By the way, it's been asked before, I am a company driver. I'm not lease purchase. From what I understand, you have to be here at least 90 days to do lease purchase. You can't just jump right into it. You can lease on here, but you can't just jump into the lease purchase program immediately. That's about it for the good stuff. We're going to talk about the bad. What's the bad? Oh, another thing I want to mention, they do have it is front and rear facing. But problem with it yet. I have made it go off a time or two. Mainly because these brakes are super touchy when I'm empty, but they have not given me any crap about it. They haven't given me any problems. It doesn't go off when you barely hit a pebble or a pothole. It's kind of hard to set off. So, but I've not had any problems with it. So let's get into the bad. So some of the things I've had to deal with I haven't really cared for is one, as I mentioned earlier, I haven't made a lot of money. When I came over here, I was coming over under the impression, based off what I was told, that I could make $1,500 plus a week. The top drivers were doing $1,700 plus a week, and still getting to do that, still getting to go home weekends. I have not seen anywhere near that. The most I've seen is about $1,100. And again, I have tried to stay out and run. They haven't had the loads for that, which is what I'm fixing to get into now. Number 2, loads. There's not been a whole lot of loads. typically, like I said, it's Wednesday, and this is the first load I've had a chance to take, and I only took it so I could take something this week, and it's not that great of a load. I deadheaded 7.5 hours home last Friday. I did end up getting an offer to load Friday, but it was after I was almost to freaking Louisville. I was already 4.5, almost 5 hours down the road. I wasn't turning around. It was a waste. I don't even know why they would offer me. That's a waste on their part, waste on my part. I wouldn't have got home till probably almost Sunday. It was a waste of time to even bother with. If they'd offered it to me when I was still up there, close to where I was at, I would have taken it. But we waited till I was almost 5 hours down the road. That's another thing. With the loads is there's not a lot of loads. Not a lot of options. It doesn't seem like. From what I understand, they have 2 direct customers, and that's about it. From what I understand, I could be mistaken. I'm at one of them right now. But when you come here, you wait. Very rarely have I ever been in. I've never been in and out of here. Matter of fact, I have been in and out under 4 hours. But that was one time. I've sat here 10 hours before. And you only get paid detention if they pay out detention. So if the customer pays detention, you'll get detention. If they don't, then you ain't getting it. So I'm just sitting here in line waiting to get loaded. There's trucks lined up behind me, trucks all over there, more trucks. Okay. So with that, of course, if like I said, pay ain't been good because there ain't been no loads. Let's talk about communication. Communication has not been the best in my experience. Now, I have a very nice dispatcher, and I do like working with him, but his communication skills are not always the best. He's very bad about telling me, I will call you right back, and I won't hear anything back today. Example of this was Monday. He's like, man, I'll call you back. I'm going to be out tomorrow, but I'll let you know who's going to be taking over for me, and I'll send you their information. I never got anything back, and I had a hard time yesterday getting a hold of anybody because I only had my dispatcher's number, and he wasn't in. So that's been a problem. And kind of with that, another issue has been when I get to a shipper or a receiver, this has happened at both, I'll get there, okay, we need your load number. What's your pickup number, or delivery number, or appointment number, whichever it is. I'll give them the number. Oh, that's not the right number. Give them another number. Nope, that's not right. All right, let me call my dispatch. Try this one. Nope, not it. Try this one. Nope. Sometimes it'll escalate. All right, I need to get with the planner. Sometimes it'll work. Sometimes it gets even further, and then they've got to call the customer and get me a number. And I mean, I'm usually sitting there, I've sat there 30, 40 minutes waiting, and I'm sitting there looking like the driver ain't got his stuff together. With that, I've also had a problem with appointment times. I'll get told, yeah, your appointment time is 2 p.m. You need to be there at 2 p.m. I'll get there at 2 p.m. Just before 2 p.m., I'll get told by the customer, your appointment was 9 a.m. Or sometimes I've been early. Like last week, I wasn't supposed to be there till 5, and I was told I was needed to be there at 2. Yeah, I've had both happen, and I've had it both happen at the same time, and I'm sitting there really looking like the driver just doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So that's been irritating. So that's kind of what I've had to deal with here at Loudon so far. No freight, or very little freight, meaning very little money to be made. Also with the freight, not having the right appointment number, pickup number, delivery number, load number, whichever you want to call it. And then the appointment time's not being right. Matter of fact, here's another thing I could gripe about. I was offered this load yesterday. Yeah, man, it's going down to Norcross, Georgia. Picking up an Alcoa, going down to Norcross, Georgia. Cool, great, sounds awesome. I look at the load today because I don't have good service. So the tablet didn't have service, and from what I was seeing on my phone, it was just, going to Norcross, Georgia. No, it's a multi-stop load. Didn't tell me that. And this load's only paying me like just under $200. So with that, Loudon, I don't know if I'm gonna stay if this is how it's gonna be. This ain't what I came over here for. I ain't trying to come get rich or anything, but you know, I was promised one thing and now it's something else. I'm thinking that's why you guys get your drivers home every weekend, because you ain't got the freight to run them. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but that's what it seems like. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'll be honest, I've already started working on my backup plan, which was if this didn't work out, I had another outlet to pursue in trucking. Involved me getting another endorsement and pulling a different type of freight, a kind of the liquid variety, go-go juice, if you will. But we'll get into that in another video. Well, if it even comes to that, you know, I do like the people here at Loudon. They're very nice, and they are, you know, pleasant to talk to, and you know, they are very respectful and stuff. But I mean, I'm over here to also make money, not make friends. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm over here taking home $800 a week when it's not worth that. Being out all week, away from my family, and you know, doing all the work you got to do in flatbed, it ain't worth it. So I was making that kind of money driving a dump truck. So if things don't get better, I definitely will be heading for the door. But we're gonna give it a little bit more time and see what happens. That was right there is my 1 month review on Loudon County trucking. It ain't really going too well, to be honest. So I'll keep you guys updated on what happens. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask. I'd be happy to answer them. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna go get in the sleeper, try to relax for a little bit, and I will holler at you guys later. I know it's kind of been a long video, but if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching. You guys have a great day. Peace.